Namo Namaha.
Namo Namaha.
Sarvesham Swagatam.
Sarvesham Swagatam.
So we are today on session 7 and I have 2 more members coming in. So very warm welcome to them. They are joining on the internet. One is a very senior citizen from the UK, Sri Mani, and I been corresponding with him, and then he said he wanted to learn, so he's there. And the other one is Sri Sai Prasad from Michigan, Detroit. Welcome Nilu, welcome Ravi. So these 2 members have joined and they are going to be also learning Sanskrit. I appreciate their interest in joining these classes and welcome both of them in this class. So as usual, we will start with Guru Vandanam. Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha.
Sadashiva Samarambam.
Sadashiva Samarambam.
Shankaracharya Madhyamam.
Shankaracharya Madhyamam.
Asmad Acharya Paryantam.
Asmad Acharya Paryantam.
Vande Guru Paramparam.
Vande Guru Paramparam.
Excellent. Very good. Now, we're going to review the last exercise. Most all of you have done very well. I think the top 2 students are the brothers, Srikant and Kumaresh. Both of them have got very good ranking. Bahu Uttamam.
Actually, it's combined. We did
Okay, credit goes to their wives too. Excellent, very good. Excepting one little mistake, I think everything has been very right. Next in line comes Rajesh. He also little mistakes. I'll correct that also. And then Chini is also sent in. Okay. Now let's see the first one. Idanim ka samayaha. I think almost all of you got it correct. What is the time now? And second one is sapada ekadasha vadanam. That also everybody has got it correct. It is 11:15 o'clock, which is very good. Third one, saha dvadasha vadane agacchati. No, it's a present tense. Agacchati. I think Rajesh has made it a past tense, that he came at 12 o'clock. It's a present tense. You can say he will come or he is coming, whichever is. Both are correct. And Chinu has made one little mistake there. Instead of he has put I will come. It should be he will come at 12 o'clock. Okay. And the last one, fourth one is aham ekavadana paryantam grihe bhavami. That's everybody has got it correctly. I will be at home till 1 o'clock. And last, fifth one is punaha abhyasam kurmaha. Kurmaha is singular or plural?
It's plural.
Plural. So let us study again, or we all study again. Both are correct. I think you have just put it as practice or study again without mentioning whether it is singular. It looks more like an instruction. Practice, study again.
Yeah, because it didn't say us anywhere, so I
No,
literally translated.
that is what I said in the previous class.
Yeah, I know.
In Sanskrit, you may have a sentence without anywhere.
Yeah.
So you have to look at the context in
Yeah.
which it is said. And therefore, you should say, let us study again, or we will study.
I said practice.
It depends on the context.
I said just
Very
practice
much.
again.
So I think that, except Rajesh, everybody else has got it correctly. Okay, we go to the next one, which is translation from English to Sanskrit. Now, some of them, last time I told you, gave the clue, the answer is lying there itself. Idani
Kaha samayaha.
ka samaya, it is already there. What is the time now? So everybody has got it correct. Nobody's got it wrong. Yeah, let me see whether Chini has also got it correctly. Yes, I think he has done it correctly. Yes. Everybody's got it correctly. 2, I will be at home till 10 o'clock. Aham dashavadana paryantam grihe bhavami. That's also fine.
It's also there in the same question.
I think Chinnu has not put paryantam. You have not, Chinnu, you have omitted the word paryantam. You said antam. So paryantam is correct one. 3, when does he go? Saha kada gacchati. That's also correct. I think everybody's got it correctly. 4th one, where are you nowadays? I think almost everybody got it wrong. Now, where are you these days? You are addressing somebody, right? How do you say you? Bhavan.
Bhavataha.
We did Bhavataha.
Bhavan. I think you said Bhavataha. Bhavan is you. Where?
Kutra. That's easy.
Putra.
Kutra
Or
asti adyathana.
asti.
Yeah, that we got.
Right?
Bhavataha.
Nowadays is idanim.
I wrote.
Idanim. That's a new word.
Adyathana.
So the correct thing is actually Bhavan idanim kutra asti. Nowadays, where are you?
We used
So idanim is equivalent to nowadays.
we used Adyatana. Adyatana they said is dictionary
This is
said
today.
Adyatana said nowadays. The dictionary.
Now, Rajesh said pratidinam. You said
Every day.
pratidinam means every day.
That's every day.
That is every day. Idanim is equivalent to nowadays. You casually used to talk,
Yeah.
So that is why you say idanim in nowadays.
Yeah.
Nowadays
It's
I'm
more
in the same place
appropriate.
every day.
More
I also
appropriate.
put Tvam instead of Bhavan.
Let's study again. It's
Bhavataha.
already there.
Yeah.
In the previous exercise, I have said
Yeah.
punaha abhyasam kurmaha. It's already there. So that also everybody has got. So on the whole, I think excellent effort by everybody, and I really congratulate all these people for having done these exercises. These are simple exercises. Only five I am giving every time. It is just to show that you are basically understanding. Okay. Now let's review what we want to cover today. Today you're going to learn singular and plural, both pronouns as well as nouns and verbs. As I mentioned in one of the earlier classes, in any sentence, the noun and the verb have to match. You can't use a singular noun and a plural verb, and the other way about also. So it's very important that you get the coordination between the noun and the verb and the pronoun correctly. And in Sanskrit, there are 3 forms, as you know: singular, dual, and plural, unlike English. Therefore, you have to use the dual forms also. So you must know how to use dual forms, usage of those. And some words of Sanskrit which I am going to give you more to just widen your vocabulary, and the name of the hand, hasta, and the fingers, and how they came about. And as usual, nice verses with some meanings, and a concluding prayer to Lord Hanuman with meaning. So that's going to be what is covered in today's lesson. Okay, so let's start. Saptamaha Pataha, which means lesson number 7. Now this is a slide which I have shown you earlier before, I think the session 3, where the singular and plural pronouns are given. Aham is I. Vayam means we. Tvam is singular, you. Yuyam is plural, you. He, saha. She, sa. It, tat. They is they. In fact, I think the word they has come from they only. They feminine, taha. They neutral is tani. This is a third person. So first person, second person and third person. Masculine, feminine and neutral. Okay, I've got a summary also in the next slide which gives you briefly how it is. First person, second person, third person, gender, and also giving you singular, dual and plural, which is there in the earlier slides also. The reason why I am showing this here now is because we are going to talk about it in terms of usage. And that's the reason why I am going to give you this as a part of this lesson. Okay, let's see. Plural usage for pronouns. Aham
Gacchami.
gacchami means I go. Vayam
Gacchamaha.
gacchamaha like kurmaha. Aham tishtami I stand. Vayam tishtamaha we stand. Bhavan gacchati you, which is masculine, you go, which is a present tense. Bhavantaha gacchanti, that is a plural, you plural. Bhavati gacchati, which refers to the feminine gender. Bhavatyaha gacchanti, which is referring to feminine, you plural go. Saha gacchati, which is he goes. Te gacchanti, they go. So you see how the plural is used for pronouns. Aham, Bhavan, Saha, Te. Okay. Now you got it correctly. Let's go further. How to use the verb to each of these. You know the verb as, asti, which you had before. Now as can be used to denote two different meanings. One can be is, the other can be have. Like for example, Mama putraha asti. Simple, I have a son. It can also mean Mama putraha asti. My son is here, which is singular. Mama putrau staha, which means I have two sons. Now staha is used for dual, not plural. Putrau au is used for dual again, for two. Mama putrau staha, I have two sons. It also could mean my two sons are here. When it comes to plural, more than two, you say Mama putraha santi. I have more than two sons, I have many sons. Or it could also mean my many sons are here. The most important thing to notice here is the word asti and santi, which you will be using very often. Asti refers to singular, santi is used for plural. Very rarely we use two. Most often we use either singular or plural. Okay, so remember that asti and santi, these are very commonly used. Okay. Now we are going to the noun plurals. The plurals, masculine, which ends with the word ha. It's called akarantaha. Like for example, purushaha. Purushaha. Purushaha means man. Purushaha, you add aha, it becomes plural. It becomes plural just by adding aha. It becomes plural. Like child is balakaha. Children, balakaha. Vrikshaha. Vrikshaha. Vrikshaha means what?
Tree.
Trees. Vrikshaha means trees. Vriksha is one single tree. That's why I given the illustrations. Vrikshaha means plural. So these are akaranta pullingaha, which is masculine.
Masculine.
Okay. Now any such word that you get with the ending as a, the same grammar rule applies. Okay. Now let's go to Akaranta Strilingaha. Now most of these feminine nouns end in A. That day I mentioned about it. Prabha, Vidya, Sujata, all these are feminine, right? A. It also applies to many of the objects. Like Pitika, A, it's feminine, which refers to a chair. Pitikaha. It is not Kaha, it is Ha. Only there, Visargam is there.
Correct.
Aha. Pitika, Pitikaha. You just put the two dots, it becomes plural. Pitika, Pitikaha. Patrika, Patrikaha. Patrika means what?
Newspaper.
You can refer to a magazine or even newspaper called Patrika. Patrikaha. Petika. Petika means, in fact, the Hindi word peti comes from that box. Petika refers to a box. It could be any kind of box. Petikaha. Just put two dots, petikaha. It becomes, just the visargam at the end. Those two dots you find after the ka, that's the one. Petika, petikaha. So only difference between the earlier one and this one is what? There you put aha. Here you put ha. So that is how the difference comes between masculine and feminine. This applies to all the nouns which are ending with a, feminine nouns. Okay. Now let's go to those nouns which are ending in e, ikarantaha. Now there are lot of objects which end in e. For example, you say lekani. Lekani is refers to a pen, a writing instrument. It comes plural. You have many of them.
Kanya.
Lekanyaha. Lekanyaha. Okay. If you say a watch, for example, you say gati. In Hindi also you say gati, right? Gati is ending in e, therefore it becomes gatyaha in plural. If you take a bottle, for example, you say skupi. The Sanskrit word. Tamil la kuppi solvanga. Kuppi. Kupi is the right word, Sanskrit word, which means a container or a bottle. Plural of that becomes kupyaha. So you see those nouns which end in e, the singular is ending in e, the plural becomes anyaha. That word becomes nyaha. Lekani, lekanyaha. Gati, gatyaha. Kopi, kopyaha. That is how the words get transformed. Okay. Now let's go to those nouns which end in m. Now these are neutral gender nouns usually ending in m.
Phalam.
Phalam. Phalam. If you have so many of them, it becomes phalani. Phalam, phalani. Likewise, you have a leaf, parnam, parnani. It is ending in im. Pushpam, pushpani. Aham, pushpani, pujayami. I am worshipping with flowers. Right? Likewise, you have, let's say, kankanam, kankanani. If you have one bangle, it's called kankanam. It's ending in m. Kankanani. Abaranam.
Abaranani.
Abaranani. Right? That is how all these which are ending in m will be having that word ani to indicate the plural. If you say the trees have leaves, vrikshanam parnani bhavanti. The villages have got men, gramanam naraha bhavanti. Okay, I am going to give you some usage of these words, how they are used. And you are going to say some of those that I am going to ask you. Okay? We'll keep the questions to the end. Singular. Pustakam. Pustakam asti. Singular. I mentioned earlier. Asti is for singular. Pustakam asti. If I have many books,
Pustakani
pustakani santi. Why pustakam becomes pustakani, right? Plural. Pustakani
Makara.
santi. Many books are there. So if I say, let's say, parnam asti. Tell the plural.
Parnani santi.
Very good. Excellent. Kankanam. Kankanam asti. Kankanani santi. Aham ekavachanam vadami. You understand? Aham ekavachanam vadami. I'll tell you ekavachanam, singular.
Singular.
Bhavantyaha bahuvachanam vadantu. Okay? Gayakaha asti. Gayakaha santi. Gayaka means singer. Balikaha asti. Balikaha santi. Lekani asti.
Lekhanyaha.
Lekhanyaha santi.
santi.
Vrikshaha asti.
Vrikshani.
Vrikshaha
santi. Vrikshaha santi. Patrika asti.
Patrikaha santi.
Very good, very good. Mandiram asti.
Mandirani santi. Mandirani santi.
Kati asti.
Katyaha santi.
Santi.
Katyaha santi.
Very important. That's so I think you got a hang of it. Right. Now I am going to ask you some question. Kati pustakani santi? You can give any answer.
Chatvari pustakani santi.
Yes, the answer is there. How many books are there?
4 books.
Four books.
Right. Chatvari pustakani santi means 4 books are there. Very good. Pandavaha kati janaha santi?
Pandavaha Pancha
Janaha santi.
Very good. Pandavaha pancha janaha santi. Kauravaha kati janaha santi?
Kauravaha Sata janaha santi.
Kauravaha sata janaha santi. It means Kauravas were 100 people. Satam means 100.
No, Sata.
Kauravaha sata janaha santi. Satam is
Satam.
100. Cricket la kuda unga satam adicharu solva.
I don't
Yeah.
think it is Satam.
Varshe kati masaha santi?
12
Varshe kati masaha santi?
Engineering.
Varshe Dasha Masaha santi.
Dwadasha
Masaha santi.
Santi. Correct. Okay. Atra kati janaha santi? Atra kati janaha santi?
Atra Dasha janaha santi.
You know, it's exercise of not only grammar here of the verb, but also the numbers. I'm trying to check your knowledge about numbers. Don't forget it. That's why we had this lesson on numbers earlier, right? Now you are correct. Atra dasa janaha santi. Excellent. Very good. Very good. So let's see dual forms of nouns. Now they are generally very easy to remember but not much used. They end in au, we saw it earlier, bhyam or oho, like bhaktau, sevakau, dhanur bhagavatoho. These are all typical words of dual forms. Don't worry too much about it because we rarely use it. Mostly it is singular and plural. Now, there is also the way we say Saha Purushaha. Saha Purushaha. What does it mean?
He is a man.
Te Purushaha.
They are all men.
They are men.
Saha Purushaha. Te Purushaha. Saha Kaha.
Saha Purushaha.
Te Ke.
Te
Te
Purushaha.
Purushaha.
Te Purushaha. Te Purushaha. Sa Balikaha. Sa Balikaha. Sa ka.
Sa Balika.
Yetaha ka.
Etaha Balikaha.
Yetaha ka. That means for a person who is nearby. It depends on the distance, okay? Ta petika. Ta petika. Ta petikaha. Ta petika. Ta petikaha. Tat chitram. Tat chitram. Tani
Chitrani.
chitrani. Correct. Very good. Tani kani.
Tani
Tani
Chitrani.
Tani chitrani. Tat kim.
Tat
Chitram.
Chitram.
Sat chitram. Tani kani.
Tani
Chitrani.
Chitrani.
Tani chitrani. Ete vrikshaha. Ete ke.
Ete Vrikshaha.
Tat phalam. Tat kim.
Tat
Tat
Phalam.
Tat phalam. Etani
Phalani.
phalani. Etani phalani. These are nearby. Etani phalani. So these are typical usage of singular nouns, plural nouns, dual nouns, and corresponding verbs. You got it? Very good, excellent. Now I'm going to give you some examples of dual forms also, how it is used, even though it may not be very commonly used in daily usage, because singular, plural, very rarely we mention two. But first person, if you say, supposing we two are doctors, you say, how do you say? Avam Vaidyo Swaha. Avam Vaidyo Swaha. We two are doctors. Second person, if you say you two are devotees, Yuvam Bhaktau Staha. Yuvam is dual form. Second person, Yuvam Bhaktau Staha. Third person, if you say they are, let's say they are servants. Etau Sevakau Staha. So what I given you in red there, Swaha, Staha and Staha. These are the three forms of verbs. For first person, second person, third person, dual forms. Just to know that, you may not use it very often. Okay? Now, coming to learn the words. Now, there are many words which are used very commonly, and it's necessary for you to know them so that you can use them later on. Now, as we proceed further, I'm going to start teaching you little conversational sentences and maybe small stories also as we go further. Very small stories so that you understand what is what. Kankanam is what? I said I already mentioned bangle. Kartari. Kartum Ari. Arivalnu Tamil சொல்லுவாங்க. Arivalnu that comes from Ari, which means cutting. காய்கறி அரிக்கிறோன்னு in Palakkad they say that, no? அரிவாள் மனை. Arival Manai. One we use for. It is the Ari word is come from Sanskrit. Kartum Hari is become Kartari. In Tamil, you say also Katripol, which is meant as scissors. Kattari. Chatram. In Hindi you say Chata. Right? Chatram. You have another chatram word used in Tamil Nadu, where it is a place to rest.
Yeah, rest.
For people, travelers go and stay there, it's called chatram.
Rest area.
In fact, even some hotels, they call it a chatram. Chatram is one which offers you shelter. Like an umbrella. Umbrella is offering you shelter protection from rain or sun, whatever. Likewise, you have chatram which gives you shelter. Talaha. Ila. Tala. In Hindi and Marathi also you get tala.
Telugu also.
Lekani, you know already, one which writes.
Yeah.
Likam, Lekani. Koshaha
Pocket.
is pocket or wallet. Wallet is also Dhanya Koshaha. Dhanam which
Dhanam.
Koshaha. Is also Pancha Kosham, which is philosophically the 5 koshas that the human body has got. That's altogether different, but it's also Koshaha. Dhanam,
Money.
everybody knows Dhanam. Dhanam Avashyakam.
Money is
Dhanam
necessary.
Avashyakam va?
Avashyakam.
Right. Dhanam Avashyakam.
Hey.
Dhanam Avashyakam. Very good. Excellent. Remember that. Dhanam Avashyakam. Taranam Avashyakam va? Taranam?
Na. Avashyakam na.
Okay. Sevak. Sevak is a servant. Very common. Sevika is a feminine gender, which is a maid servant. Sevika. Yuvaka. Yuvaka is a youth, young man. Yuvaka. Yuvati is feminine, a young woman. More on this. Danta Kurchaha. Danta means what? Teeth. The teeth. Kurchaha refers to the brush. Kurcham is brush. A toothbrush is called Danta Kurchaha. Patra Petika. Patra may also refers to letters. A letter box. Asandaha.
Asanam.
Chair.
Upavishat means what?
We should get up.
Uttishta Upavishat. Upavishat sitting.
Sit, okay.
Uttishta is get up.
Get up.
Dinapatrika,
Dinner is
Daily paper.
newspaper, daily paper. Kunchika, the keys that you have, is called Kunchika. Darpanaha, mirror. Darpanaha. Hastaha. I think earlier you used the word hastaha instead of karaha. Hastaha refers to this. Actually the palm, this part of the hand is called hastaha. So I am going to tell you more about what is hastaha, how the word hastaha is expanded to mean so many different things. Earlier I told you that one word gets expanded, the meaning becomes different. Noun itself can mean different things. Noun can join with a verb, it means different. Two nouns can become a new noun giving a different meaning. So let's say hastaha. Hastaha is the hand, but it also refers to the elephant's trunk. Elephant's trunk is also called hastaha, and it also means help or aid. Kai kuduttan, a nanban kai kuduttan. You also say in English, give me a hand, right? When you want somebody's help, you say, give me a hand. So here hastaha could also mean help. And this elephant's trunk is something very interesting because the word hati comes from there. Hastin is one with a special hand, which refers to an elephant. From Hastin comes the word hati. Hati mere sati. There is an old song, you know. Hati. Hati, it refers to elephant, and the word comes from Hastin. Hastipaha, one who manages the elephant, you know, Mahut,
Yeah.
who sits on top of it with an ankusham to drive around the elephant rider on top. His name is Hastipaha. Hastakshara,
Hasta akshara.
Writing with hands.
signature, or you are writing by hand. Writing by hand, not with a pen. The pen means you use the pen with the hand, not typewritten. Hastakshara is writing by hand.
Handwritten.
Hastagata. You know, when somebody conquers a place, the kings often fight and then they acquire. It is called Hastagata. He seized. He won the battle and he acquires the land. That is called Hastagata, because the battle was won with the hands of people who held the arms. Hasta Hasti, fighting. Hasta Hasti. One hand going against another one is called.
Gusti.
The word Gusti has also come from that. No, Gusti is wrestling. Hasta Hasti is hand to hand fight. You see how one single word Hasta has transformed into so many meanings. Okay. Now I am going to tell you more about Hasta, the hand. Anguli. What is meant by Anguli?
Fingers.
The fingers. Anguli. This one is called Angushta. When you do Nyasam, you invoke various deities. Rudram, you do that, right? Angushtabhyam namaha, Tarjanibhyam namaha, Madhyamabhyam namaha, Anamikabhyam namaha, Kanishtakabhyam namaha, Karatalakaraprishtabhyam namaha. Do that in Rudram, right? So each one has got a name. And Angushtaha is the thumb. In many of the places where people are illiterate, they affix a signature with the thumb. It's called Anguti. Oh, Anguti wala means in illiterate. He doesn't know reading or writing. Anguti lagav. Even today, it is done. The thumb impression is something unique which you cannot duplicate anywhere. It is divine, I tell you, because no one has got another impression of the same type. That is why when you do fingerprinting, they do the fingerprinting because it is supposed to be unique. No two people can have the same fingerprinting. God gives gift. So Angushtaha. Tarjani means the forefinger. What does Tarjani mean, you know? Tarjani means threatening. To threaten. Tarjani Pyam Namaha. When you threaten somebody, you use the forefinger. So you call Tarjani. The finger itself got the name Tarjani as threatening. You see what I am going to do to you? You know, right? So that is why this finger is called Tarjani Pyam Namaha. The center one is called Madhyama because it is center. Madhyama is center. This one has no name. Even though some people call it ring finger, in Sanskrit there is no name for it. So it's called Anamika.
No name.
Namika means name. Anamika means no name. This is a finger without a name. Anamika. Kanishtaka Bhyam.
Small.
What do you call it in English?
History finger.
The little finger. This is the youngest one. So it's called Kanishtaka. Kanishtaka means youngest. Kanishtaka Putram Solradilya. Kanishtaka is youngest. So these 5 fingers, each one of them has got a name. And Tarjani is something very unusual. You won't find it in English. But you don't find in many other languages too. But this is something which is derived because of the usage. And many names are coming from the quality or attributes. I did mention it in one of the lessons earlier, that in Sanskrit many names have been derived out of the attributes of that particular. Okay. Now, one little verse. I am saying wake up, it's all in your hands because it has got a philosophical meaning also. When you wake up in the morning, there is a verse, it's a slogan, which people recite. Karagre vasate Lakshmi,
Karagre vasate Lakshmi,
Karamadhye Saraswati,
Karamadhye Saraswati,
Karamule tu Govindaha,
Karamule tu Govindaha,
Prabhate Karadarshanam.
Prabhate Karadarshanam.
Kara Agre means end. Karagre vasate Lakshmi. Lakshmi is supposed to be living at the tips of our fingers. Kara Madhye Saraswati, the center. Kara Mule at the bottom is Govindaha. Prabhate Kara Darshana. Now, philosophically, what it means is you see all these gods in the morning. They are the people who are going to help you, and what you do during the day is with your hands. You work. People work with two hands. And it is all in your hands. How much money you earn, what kind of profession you do. If you are a computer person, you start operating the keyboard. If he's a surgeon, a doctor, he uses hands to do the most complicated surgery. If he is a laborer, he wants to shovel something or he wants to dig something, again he uses the hands. It is these very hands which make you live and earn your livelihood. Therefore, the hands are given the highest importance to be worshipped early in the morning, because it is assumed that these gods are living in your hands, with whose help you are making your living, your livelihood. So every day morning when you get up, if you say this slogan, it's supposed to carry through the day. So once again, Karagre vasate Lakshmi,
Karagre vasate Lakshmi,
Karabhadye Saraswati,
Karamadhye Saraswati,
Karamule tu Govindaha,
Karamule tu Govindaha,
Prabhate Karadarshanam.
Prabhate Karadarshanam.
Tomorrow when you get up, you can remember this, Okay, going further. Oh, this is again a very nice verse, and I thought I should share this with you. This came to me when I was celebrating the Kartikeya Deepam. We all light Deepam, and you take a walk. In fact, I wanted to congratulate you. The decoration in your house is excellent. This evening I came back, I saw their house beautifully lit up, very beautiful lighting they have done. And why people do all this lighting now? There are colorful lights everywhere, both inside as well as in one house. I saw a Christmas tree beautifully lit up. Why this lighting is done?
For the darkness to...
Because it makes people happy. It makes people happy, not only the people who are living there, but also the people who are watching, who are going by. I took a drive and I saw so many houses beautifully lit up. And both me and my grandson Vivek, we jumped with joy. It is so nice to see. And one house, he says, I think this house they should have put really color light. It would have been very nice. They put all only those yellow lamps, not colorful lights. If it had been colorful, it would be very nice. So in Kartikeya Deepam, we have the Deepam outside most houses. And in India, in Tiruvannamalai, they have these Deepam lit on a mountain top. It's a Shiva temple. This is a Agni Kshetram. They have a huge ball of fire on top of the mountain. It's called Tiruvannamalai Deepam. Very famous. Why do they do that? They can as well just light only one lamp, but they do it on top of the mountain. There is a meaning why they do it. And that is explained in this verse. Kitascha patanga,
Kitascha patanga,
masakascha vriksha,
Masakascha vriksha,
jale stale,
Jale stale,
nivasanti jiva,
Nivasanti jiva,
drishtva pradipam,
Drishva pradipam,
nacha janma bhaja,
Nacha janma bhaja,
bhajanti nityam,
Bhajanti nityam,
swapachahi vipra.
Swapachahi vipra.
Now I am going to give you the meaning of each of these words and what do they mean. Then you will understand how great not only the Sanskrit language is, but the outlook of our ancient people, the saints and rishis, and the outlook of a religion itself, how it is. I mentioned in the previous one of the verses, Dvipate Chatushpade. Remember last one? Tacham yora vrinimehe gatum yajnaya gatum yajnapataye daivi swastirastunaha swastir manushebhyaga urdati gatu betajam tanno astu dipate sanchatushpate, which was wishing well for two-legged animals and four-legged. So here it is being extended to almost all living beings. Kitascha. Kita means a worm. Kita. Abrahma Kita Janani. In Salita Sasnam you have that. Varnasrama Vidayini. One of those, right? Abrahma Kita Janani. Right from Brahma up to the smallest worm, she is a creator. So Kita means worm. Kitascha means worms, and cha is ant. Patanga. Patang.
Fly, kite.
The one which flies. Patang is a kite. But the name has come from Sanskrit. The one which flies is called Patanga. Patanga means
All the things.
plural, all those which fly, which means all the birds. All the avian species which fly, crows, sparrows, whatever, they are all covered under Patanga. Masaka,
Crocodile.
you know the word mosquito? Mosquito comes from Masaka. Masaka means mosquito. The tiniest mosquito. Masakascha Brisha.
Trees.
So it means worms, birds, mosquitoes and all those flying insects, small ones, and trees. Jale, stale. Jale means in water. Stale means in land. Nivasanti jiva. Nivasanti, all those which live in water or on land. Drishtva pratipam.
See.
They look at Drishtva means looking. Drishtva pratipam. Na cha janma bhaja. They don't have another birth. Na cha janma bhaja. Bhajanti nityam swapachahi vipra. Now swapacha comes from the word swa. Shwa. Swanam, you know what is swanam? Dog. Swanam is dog. Swanam means dog. There is a caste of people who eat dog's meat. They are the lowermost kind of people. They are called Panchamaha. Generally you have Chaturvarnam, right? But this particular caste is called Panchamaha. There is the fifth one, which is the lowest form of species, because they eat dog's meat. Swapacha refers to them. Pacha is actually they cook and eat it. Pachakaha is a cook. Remember? Pacha is a cook. They cook dog's meat and eat it. So they are called Swapacha. Vipraha. Vipra are the wise people, or referring to the topmost level of people, which is referring to Brahmins. Vipra, the wise ones. Both the wise ones as well as the lowermost cadre of people who eat dog's meat, they all, when they look at the lamp, they all get relieved of the birth. So much of blessing is given by God, irrespective of whether it is a bird or it is an animal or it is even a tree. So you can see, how can a tree see? A tree is supposed to have life. We give even the respect. The tree has a life and tree has to be respected. That is why we put this lamp outside, and that is why you have the huge lamp on top of the mountain, the Deepam, which all the light of it goes everywhere. It is spreading. Actually, the light is seen by all, whether living or non-living, it is there. So this verse is so important. This is told by Kanchi Periva. He explained this so beautifully, and from them only I am telling you this, not my own, but he has explained the meaning of this as to why this verse is so important, because it is showing the outlook of the divinity towards all beings. That you will not have another birth, you will not have any sins, all your sins get washed off. Whether you are any of these, belong to any of these particular categories of living or non-living beings. So that's the beauty of this verse. Okay. Now, as usual, I am going to give you the exercises, very simple exercises, which is involving verb as well as nouns both. And Nilu, you are going to do it, okay? Try it. Doesn't matter even if it is wrong. You can take help from Ravi. Okay? So these two are going to be there in the presentation, so you will not have a problem. Some of these are already covered in the lesson itself, what I mentioned. So it's easy for you to do that. Okay? The last concluding prayer, it is worshipping Hanuman. Generally, most of these rituals, including bhajans, we conclude with Hanuman's prayer. So this time also we are going to conclude with a prayer to Hanuman. I did explain to you one before, Manojavam Marutulya Vegam. Remember? So this one is also a concluding prayer in worshipping Hanuman, Lord Hanuman. Yatra yatra
Yatra yatra
Raghunatha Kirtanam
Raghunatha Kirtanam
Tatra Tatra
Tatra Tatra
Kritamasthakaanjalim
Kritamasthakaanjalim
Bashpavari
Bashpavari
Paripurnalochanam
Paripurnalochanam
Marutim
Marutim
Namat
Navat
Rakshasantakam.
Rakshasantakam.
Now, yatra yatra, you know what is meant by wherever.
Wherever.
Wherever. Yatra yatra. Raghunatha Kirtanam. Raghunatha is referring to Rama. Raghunatha Kirtanam. Wherever the names of Rama is being sung. Tatra tatra. There. Kritamasthakaanjalim. Anjalim is this one. With the hastam. He worships with his hastam, Anjalim. He is paying his salutations to Rama with folded hands. Samasthakaanjalim. Bashpavari Paripurna Lochanam. Lochanam means eyes. Eyes are called Lochana. Lochana and per kuda irukku. Lochana. Lochana means eyes. Paripurna Lochanam. Bashpam. Bashpam means what? Ananda Bashpam, you know. Bashpam means tears. Vari. Vari is jalam. Bashpa Vari. Vari, I told you one earlier, 60 different meanings for jalam. Vari is referring to the tear water. Tears of water. Paripurna is the eyes get filled with tears. The devotion is of such a high order that the eyes of Lord Hanuman get filled with tears. Bashpavari Paripurna Lochanam. Marutim Namata Rakshasantakam. Maruti is referring to. He is the end of demons. Rakshasantakam. All the demons refer to even our own bad qualities. Because we have demons within us also, right? It did not be outside. Most of the demons are inside us. Jealousy, unhappiness,
Anger.
hate, anger, these are all demons within one's person. They are ended by Maruti. Maruti is supposed to be Jitendriyam, who has won over all the senses. Jitendra is a name. Right? So, we conclude this prayer once again. Yatra yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam
Yatra yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam
Tatra tatra Kritamasthakaanjalim
Tatra Kritamasthakaanjalim
Bashpavari Paripurna Lochanam
Bashpavari Paripurna Lochanam
Marutim Namata Rakshasantakam.
Marutim Namata Rakshasantakam.
So today we are concluding the session 7, having reviewed the pronouns, the nouns, singular, plural, verbs, and also corresponding genders. We have also got dual forms which are used, and we did learn quite a number of words in Sanskrit. In addition, we have learned 2 nice, beautiful verses. So we'll stop at this stage. and we will go to the next class session next Sunday evening. Okay? Sarvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam
Govinda Govinda
Namah Parvati Pataye.
Mahadeva.
Very good.